What if the best of your past was the worst of your future?
And do you know that whatever you make in a year, you can make that in about a month? And you have to stop and say, what? Well, let me show you this little thing that we're doing. It's a pyramid. No. If you're not selling anything, nothing happens. If it's a pyramid, then all you're doing is making things happen out of air, and nothing is really going on. But multi-level marketing gives us the opportunity to fulfill our dreams, gives us the opportunity to do things and have the freedom that we always wanted in our lives. And it would be nice if someone was 20 years old and 25 years old to get into this kind of opportunity instead of waiting until we're like in our 40s and our 50s before we find out what the secret is to having freedom and being able to have this great dream that we all have thought about coming up in our lives.
I heard a little lady about so high. She's a dream stealer. Let me see why. I'm going to go into this GIT corporation. Well, what's it like, honey? Well, you know, you put the, oh my God, not again. Here we go, what? Again. Those are called what? Dream stealers. Well, you know something? Another guy called me and said, let me tell you, this sounds too good to be what? True. Why, it sounds like, what is that called again? Dream stealer.
I'm going to show you how to close 100% of your sales presentations 100% of the time. Period. Because there's only one reason that somebody would not sign up in your business. And that is that you never overcame their fear. I'm going to show you how to find out what that fear is, how to remove it, and how to start experiencing almost immediately 100% closure rate. Does that sound exciting? Is that kind of stuff you'd like to know? It's a little bit of work here, and you got to take some notes, and you have to go back and study those notes over and over again. But boy, you master this, you'll become a master salesman. It's called motivations of life. It's what motivates people to do what they do. And it's understanding what people's fears are. Because everything they do in life is a result of either their fear or their desire. Everything that you've done every day of your life and everything that you will do today will be a result of a fear you have or a compelling desire you have that will overcome that. I'm going to encourage all of you to become love motivated, not fear motivated, because love is most powerful of all the motivations. I know you've been in numerous seminars and they say, we use fear motivation. Well, I use love motivation, and it's a lot more fun to have love motivation. But I'd like to define love as giving without expecting anything in return.
So I can't motivate you. You have to motivate yourself. But what I can do, and that I'm here this weekend to do, is inspire you. To inspire you. Where does that word inspire come from? It comes from two words. It comes from in spirit. In spirit. When you eliminate that ego that is full of greed, I want it now, I don't care about anybody else, it's all about me. When you are in spirit and you're doing the right thing, in sports they call it in the zone. When you're mentally in the zone, you make things happen. When you forget about your ego and things and what's in it for me and start looking for what can I do to help everybody I come in contact with, you are now inspired.
You know, I don't really plan any speeches or anything of that nature. I just kind of come from my heart, like some of you or a lot of you know. And we're so proud of you and let you know that I think you know by now that we love you. And we truly do love you. And the company was built for the foundation of all. It wasn't built for greed. You know, just make $1 billion and get out. It wasn't that. Matter of fact, talking nicely, no stopping it. It keeps growing and growing and growing. And we know that y'all kind of like that. So we do appreciate you bearing with us over those little humps or those little ditches in the road that happen sometime. Got some great people that have come out of this. I think it's made all of us better people, each and every one of you. You can think of yourselves, you know, really if you do, truly, if you truly do help somebody else, you know, you're gonna get it back many, many times over. It's what it's all about. That's why we're all here tonight. And it's basically, I think you find it out. It took us a long time to realize it. Sometime in your life, it takes a long time to realize, you know, how you do sometimes when you're growing up, you're becoming an adult, and you go way back in your mind right now, and you like to have this, and it's a material thing, or you like to have wealth, or you just like to be able to pay the bills. Sometimes, you know what the best way of getting it is? It's helping somebody else get there first. And if you do that, you know, you're going to be just fine.
I want you to give a real big hand as I ask all of the corporate staff. Renee Riggs, as I call Penny, come forward. Dana Clark, which I call Polly. Scott Lucas. Steve Merritt, which I refer to as Mr. Smith. Amy McCoy, administrative assistant. Melissa Dubrin, which I call Ralph. Priscilla Buniga, which I call Jane. Michael Frisbee, which I call Hey Dude. Sarah Lutz, which I call Miss O'Toole in our accounting department. And John Blanford, our CPA and corporate controller. And Christy Edwards, who does outside consulting for the medical and the coffee business for us. Come forward, all of you. Give them a big hand. Congratulations. I honor you. I honor you. All of you, I honor you. And somebody put that around your neck to show them what you got. Or all of you. Don't they look great? Mr. Jack Phillips, come up here and get your key to a brand new Cadillac. Zahid Ali, come and get your Cadillac. Mr. John Blanford. There he is, John. I love you, man. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. Give it to him, folks. John Blanford. We said that anybody that made that A-team would receive a 1-carat diamond ring. And I would like to call up Philip Nussbaum. He was the first person to make the A-team. Ron Gadeas from Florida, come up and get your 1-carat diamond ring. Dr. Zahid Ali, come up and get your 1-carat diamond ring. Dale Bryant, Jack Phillips, Scott Neal, a 1-carat diamond ring. But we have a wonderful award to give to Aftab Sutil. Come forward. Come forward and get this award. Zakur Ali, come forward and get your award. Ron Gadeas, come forward and get your award. Andrew Blunt, come forward. Larry and Angelisa Ballard, come forward. Kimberly Weeks, come forward. Brad Weinman, come forward, please. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Congratulations. All right. Where was good piece? Okay. All right. Congratulations. Congratulations. Now go sit down. Congratulations, Ron. Go sit down. I love you too. Andrew, thank you, huh? You guys deserve it.
We're going to be bringing out some incredibly incredibly great products. These are products right now that you're already buying from what we call the big box retailers. Walmart, Kmart, Sam's, Best Buy, Costco, companies like that. So those are some of the different types of products you'll see featured right there, okay? Now, one of the things that we did when we started talking about and discussing the opportunity to bring this to you as yet another income stream was, well, how do we reward our members? How do we incentivize them? Okay, so what we did was we decided that we're going to have a $49.95 membership cost. That's an annual membership fee. 50% of that will go to the referring person. So if I was to bring in John Cohen, he pays $49.95 to the company, $25 commission would be mine. Now that's a great concept. What if Sam's or Costco or any of the other big box retailers would have thought of something like that? What a great concept. Bringing people to your door, getting paid to do that, but we wanted to take it a step further. So we said, how do we further incentivize people to drive traffic to our online mall? Well, the first time that person purchases, so let's say John went in and he bought himself $400 worth of merchandise, 10% of that purchase would go to me. That'd be great. But if that was it, that would still be great. I made $25 and $40 off him because I referred him to the store. But that's not it. Each and every time Mr. Cohen comes back into the online mall and purchases, I receive 5% commission. Okay? Now, over the years since Walmart or any of these other big box retailers have been around, had you referred your friends to that store and that similar type of system had been put in place, how many people would think that they'd have been making a lot of money by now? Show of hands. Hey, how many people have ever procrastinated in their life? Show of hands. Okay, how many people want to answer that later? Okay, I was just checking, guys, because I didn't see everybody's hand go up. Guys, there's no reason whatsoever to procrastinate about the opportunity at Z Store online. We are, again, going to pay you to send people to us, to the store, to your store.
You know, I said that we're always looking to improve things and make things better and bigger. And David has the same mindset. He's always looking. You know, the condo card. Do you like the condo card program, folks? Come on, let's hear it. I can't hear you. That's better. That's better. It's a great product. That has made this company. And the great thing about it is you use it. And when you resell it, they use it. How would you like to have a cruise card? Nobody in the world's got a cruise card, do they, David?
No.
Say it a little louder, David.
Nobody in the world has a cruise card.
Who, David? Oh, he's a good guy, bad guy, right? Who in the whole wide world is going to have an exclusivity that nobody else in the world has? A cruise card, David.
U-Hawk.
Oh!
Once you purchase your homes, you guys purchase your home already, your first note won't come into your mail is maybe within 30 days. So you got 1 month right there to do any repair that you need to do. By the time you make your first note, you're already on your second month. So that's how it works. By the time on your fourth month, you already got a house about closed to be sold, okay? If we take a look at the example here, the purchase price of $90,000, and the average profit, that's the low end, you guys. That's a very low end. I've made anywhere from 18 to 25 to 45% profit. So I'm doing the calculation on the best scenario. As engineering, we figure the worst scenario, okay? We don't look at the maximum profit, we look at minimum profit. We look at a maximum loss and a minimum gain. That's the way we look at it. So we walk away on the best scenario in all end. So the average profit, you're looking at 12%. That's your worst scenario. The repair cost is 8%. That's your worst scenario. I've done in some repair maybe about 0.9%, 1.2%. Some of these repair, all you got to do is just go in there, make some paint, replace a carpet, add some appliances, and turn around and sell.
Well, I am very proud to bring you the new Z-Power Global Pay Card. Not much I can say in regards to what we had, but I can tell you a lot about what we do have now. This card is backed by a processing company that is here in the U.S. It's not a foreign bank, all right? It is a 5th largest independent processor of cards of this nature in the U.S. at $810 million a year. This company's been doing this for 10 years. So we're not just going with some fly-by-nighter. This card is accepted at over 1 million ATMs around the world, anywhere that uses the Plus network. Plus is owned by Visa, okay, so it's a very strong network behind it. In the United States, it can also be used at any Plus or POS network, point-of-sale system, that uses a Star network. And if you go drive down through your hometowns, drive through your cities, you see a lot of these things popping up all over the place. Just in driving through E-Town, I counted probably 20 Star signs. So they are just growing. Some of the places you can use that is Walmart, CVS Pharmacy, and a whole lot of other things. Now, the way this works is very simple. At the end of this conference, we are going to have, where those of you here that are already Z Power Pack members will be able to come back and you'll be able to pick up your debit card today. All right? This is going to allow you, once it's activated, we're going to put the program into full effect starting April 2nd. Once these are activated, you'll get your pay every week on this. No more waiting for checks.
And Hawks has been open 6 months now. How long have we come in 6 months, honey? Tell them just your story of what's happened in the last 6 months.
Well, last 6 months have been...
You hold it.
Last 6 months have been really wonderful to prepare for franchise, but it come along very, very, very good. I'm very pleased with it. So, as you see this morning, so what do you think about Hawk and the food? Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. That only beginning. We just only 6 months old and a lot of training to do with the staff. But we, with my experience, over 20 years in the restaurant business, and I have really strong feeling this franchise gonna be worldwide and very successful.
At this point, there are 2 urgent care centers a month opening in this country. It's huge, and it's going to continue to be huge because those forces are not going to stop. We're going to continue to see the specialization of medical care. We're going to continue to see the reduction on the hospital side for financial reasons primarily at this point. So we're going to continue to see a huge growth in the urgent care industry. What does the industry look like? It's growing, but it's a cottage industry. It's a cottage industry, and what I mean by that is there tend to be folks that are opening facilities here and there across the country. Physicians opening these facilities. There's not a lot of organization to it. There's not a lot of really even control over how that healthcare happens. The value of what Hawk has thought of and what we're going to do, what you're going to do here in this organization, is you're going to bring all those management skills that exist in this organization to bear to create the uniformity and the access that's required. You're also going to bring the marketing skills that exist in this organization to create a brand name for those urgent care centers.
How would you like to build one time, just once, if it took a year, if it took 2 years, to build one time, and through that building, create an income that happens over and over and over? How would you like to have every person that you've ever brought to an opportunity meeting behind you today? You have that opportunity right now to have that, what I just said, a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. This is the part you're not believing to yourself. And that is, once you've built this, you're thinking, oh, it's just like everything else because I'll get in there and I'll build it real good and all you got is this little Z Power Pack card. Listen, you need to, and this is the way I feel about it. This isn't two guys that thought, well, we got a discount condo card. Ooh, let's create a binary and we'll generate ourselves a check, and when it fails, we'll be rich. That's not what Scott Neal told me. What he did tell me is, if you go out there and work real hard, a year, 2 years from now, the organizations you build, that binary that you build, will carry another product and another product and another product. There is a future with this company, a long-term future with it.
I want you to look her in the eyes and repeat after me. I, Swinson, take you T.
I, Swainson, take you T.
To be my lawfully wedded wife.
To be my lawfully wedded wife.
To have and to hold.
To have and to hold.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
I promise.
I promise.
To love you.
To love you.
Honor you.
Honor you.
Cherish you.
Cherish you.
Obey you.
I don't know about that.
We tried, Miss T. IT, take you Swinson.
IT, take you Swainson.
To be my lawfully wedded husband.
My lawfully wedding husband.
To have and to hold.
To have and to hold.
From this day forward.
Today's forward.
I promise.
I promise.
To love you.
To love you.
Honor you.
Honor you.
Cherish you.
Cherish you.
And keep you.
And keep you.
Forgot to obey. You'll never get a woman to say it. And keep you.
And keep you.
In sickness.
In sickness.
And in health.
In health.
For richer.
For richer.
And richer.
And richer.
For the good times.
For the good time.
And the better times.
And better time.
For the remainder of my life.
For the remainder of my life.
So at this moment, it gives me great pleasure to announce and pronounce the two of you as husband and wife. Would you like to kiss Mrs. Hawk?
Absolutely. That's what I've been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me be the first to give you Swinson and T. Hawk. Let's hear it for him.
Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Come on, baby, let's do the twist. Take it down my little hand and go like this. Come on and twist, yeah, baby, twist. Yeah, just like this. Come on and do the twist.
I'm going to just close with the fact that what the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's an old song. That's, you know, the lyrics. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. You know what? Every organization needs love. Every family needs love. There's a lot of people out there hurting, and they just need someone to love on them. And when you become love motivated and you sense the needs of your fellow man around you, and your friends and your distributors and in your own family and your own household, and you start catering to those needs, and you start overcoming their fears. And when you can take a distributor and they say, man, you know, Hawk, you're so successful. What's your secret? Well, you know, let me tell you, I've learned from a lot of great mentors, and I'm a mentor to many right now, but let me tell you one of the things I know. And you just start explaining this to them. What I love about this material is you can come from where you were and move up that scale until you're full-blown, love motivated. And when you become love motivated, you're literally going to change the world. But it all starts with you. You see, your relationships with everyone else depends on your relationship with yourself. You want, the last thing I'll close with, and this is, so I'm getting to even my best stuff here, but the last, for your distributors to respect you, you've got to respect your upline. And as you lead by example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, clap. They do what they see you do, not what they hear you say. When you honor, when you respect, when you edify, when you validate your upline with praise and admiration and just build them up, funny thing happens. Your distributors start doing the same thing about you. But if you pick on and you, because we're here to talk about leadership, you want to be a leader? Edify the leaders you have. And next thing you know, your people are edifying you. And the more you get it right with you, and the more you get it right with your relationship with your upline, the more the relationships down below you are all going to fall into place. If you guys at the head of households, you get things straight this way, it's going to go better that way, you know, with your family and your spouse and everybody else. And so it's all relationships. And so maybe as we leave here today, we'll think about those ships. We'll think about our distributorships and GIT, but we'll think about the relationships with our friends, and we'll think about the friendships that were started here. And we'll think about the ships that we'll be sailing on someday as we walk the beaches of the world and all watch our dreams come true, because we all came here and learned and grew and loved on each other. I love you all. Love you, love you.